Hello everyone, hope you had a nice weekend, and we're jumping into week 10. Things are moving along really quickly. You guys are getting closer and closer to the end of the semester, and I hope it's going well for you. So I thought we could look at, just briefly today, week 10, and that's disorders of the GI system. So of course we have the pre-quiz. Don't forget that, that's 10 easy points. Readings in Porths this week are chapters 36, 37, and 38. And of course the PowerPoints that go along if you'd like to. There's some videos to watch, just kind of as normal for our weeks. There are no midweek activities due this week. Excuse me. There's no forums or anything this week, which is kind of nice. There's the Module 10 assignment, and the part 2 of our paper. One thing I wanted to talk about this week is that the first portion of the paper that you submitted, I kind of gave a lot of feedback on as far as APA format and like how to format your title page and things like that. And I'm not going to be doing that going forward. I'm going to leave that up to you, and you'll be graded. Remember, this is your biggest source of points for your class, and you'll be graded fairly heavily on APA at the end. So I just want you to really be sure that you're looking at your APA manual and following that. This is not an English class, but in graduate school you are expected to be able to write in using the APA format. Just little things like, don't put, every time you cite a source, don't put it in direct quotes. Here and there is fine. In APA, it's encouraged to be used very sparingly. What would be ideal is that you paraphrase another author's work and then cite your source at the end of the sentence. So that's just one thing that I've seen a few times. Another thing I wanted to show you, let me see if I can pull up my my own APA manual here. Here we go. So here's an example. This is the sample student page from the APA manual. Remember, you need to be using page numbers. This is what your title page should look like every time you submit a paper in graduate school. The title is first. It's in bold. Then your name. Then ours should be the Department of Nurse Midwifery, Bethel University, your course number in the course, my name and credentials. You can either use Dr. Paige Hardy or you could use Paige Hardy, DNP, APRN, CNM, and then the due date. Not the date you submit it, but the date that it is due. So those are just one thing that I really want you to pay attention to, because that's easy to do. And several people are not, I don't think, using this reference. Another thing is, I think it's in this section, headings. So just make sure that you're using your headings correctly. Oh, we're in that section already. Wonder. And that is in here as well. There's no abstract is required for a student paper. And let's see. Yes, here's the section on headings. So there's different levels of headings, and when you have, for example, etiology, pathophysiology, those should all be level 1 headings, so they should be in the middle of the paper and bold. Level 2 headings are to the left and bold, and then it's not till we get to like a level 3 heading that it's to the left, bold, and italicized. So just make sure you go through and read that as well. Each of our topics for our paper should have their own heading. So for this week, it is clinical manifestations in natural history. That's not one heading. That's clinical manifestations. Write that out, what that looks like. And the next heading should be natural history. Same with last week. It should be etiology as one heading, and pathogenesis is a separate heading. Those are two different things. They're fairly similar, but they are two different distinct topics. And I did respond to someone asking that question in the general forum last week, so if you have questions about that, I did put 2 links in there defining what each of those are with some examples. So hopefully that will clear that up for you. Remember your reference page, and again, very closely follow your APA guide. Do not rely on online sources to format it for you, because often they are wrong. We follow the APA guide for grading. So you just lose your formatting when you copy from a lot of those sites, and there's all different formatting styles. Sometimes you accidentally choose the wrong one, so make sure that in your final submission that you're looking at that. The portions you're sending in now are only graded for 5 points for being complete and 5 points for being on time, so you're not really losing points or anything for APA formatting. I was just trying to give you guys some pointers as far as going towards your final paper, but I will not be doing that in the next few sections. So just wanted to let you know, give you some feedback on that. If you have questions, preferably put those in the general form, because usually everybody has those. But otherwise, let me know, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.